create profile, after alignment design, select your alignment, click on surface profile on this contextual ribbon, and you have this dialog box. Select your alignment. It's quite possible that within this project you have more than one alignment, so you select the one you want to generate profile for. I have my CSE lane. Then here you select the surface. It's also possible within the same project you have more than one surface. Select the surface you want here. Then if you'd like to sample offsets, perhaps some meters to the right or some meters to the left, positive denotes right side and negative denotes left side. For instance, here if I would like to sample 5 meters away from the alignment, from the center line, 5 meters to the left, it would be -5 here, and 5 meters to the right would be +5. However, I would just like to take the sample of the center line, so I'll toggle this off. It's understands it to be just at 0. So when I hit this add, the profile list would be updated to be offset at 0, meaning that my profile would be, the existing profile would be just along the center line. Then here, what exactly are we sampling? I mean, along the alignment, we would start from the beginning of the alignment, which is challenge 0 + 0 0 to challenge 0 + 2 5 1.54 meters. When you're done here, I would discourage clicking or selecting OK here. Rather, you should go for drawing profile view. The reason behind this is that when you click OK, everything goes back to your model space, or rather it takes you to your model space instead of taking you straight to your profile view. Remember, the profile view is the graph that shows your profile, while the profile is actually what's the elevation of the road. Now, for you to represent or present your profile within the profile view, you should avoid clicking OK. Rather, you should go straight to drawing profile view. I would accept all defaults here and select create profile view. Look for a nice location on your screen that wouldn't interfere with your alignments. The software requires that you select a profile view origin, so I'll click here. Then this here is your existing ground level. Okay. After this must have been drawn on your screen, the next thing you'd like to do here, your next design, is to go for the design profile. To do that, select the profile view. This contextual ribbon comes up and your profile view is by the name CSE lane 2. If you'd like to change it, you could take away the 2 here and it should update itself automatically. Okay. Now you notice that the 2 is gone, and you'd like to create a profile. To do that, you select this profile creation tools and you give it a name, say CSE lane. Still the same name as the alignment, it doesn't really matter. And for description, you look for something suitable, you use here. You keep the defaults and click on OK. Then here, just like we did for alignments, we would repeat the same thing here. However, vertical curves are parabolic and that of horizontal curves are circular in nature. So here we have some geometry features like the length and the k value. We talked about this in our previous class. So here we would like to keep k value to be the determining factor. So I would select k value here and keep this also active and click on OK. Then I would select draw tangents with curves. Now the software requires that you start your point, meaning the beginning point of your design profile. I would like to start from the beginning of this existing ground level and take it down to the end of the road. However, it may not really be a good design, but let's see how it works. Now, after clicking on the end of the road here, I would right click to lock it in. So I have the beginning here to be at elevation 234.010 at station 0.00, and I have the end of the profile to be at this height and the station. Well, I'd like to reduce the cut here because anything above this line here is representing a cut. However, that's not really the case because it's when you're dealing with your quantities that you would actually know where your cut is and where your fill is. But just a rule of thumb, let's just assume that whatever falls above this blue line, it's your cut, and what falls below is your fill. So you want to reduce those to the barest minimum. Okay, to play around with that, you could add some points, geometry points, to this profile. To do that, you could select this icon here, insert PVI meaning point of vertical curve. When you click on this icon, you look for a suitable location to fix a PVI. I would go for somewhere here and right click. Now I've got another grid break here, meaning a PVI. This is a PVI. This is a positive slope and a positive slope. Remember, it's a crest, and this is a type 2 crest curve, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, now you have two tangents. You want to introduce your curve, a parabolic curve. To do that, you could select free vertical curve here, parabola. Remember, this is vertical alignment or profile. We're dealing with parabola, not circular. When you select this, it asks you to choose your first entity, meaning the first tangent, and the next entity, your second tangent. Then it asks you that do you want to use a curve length or a radius or a k value. Okay, let's use a k value of 11. So just hit your enter key and it should have fixed the curve automatically. However, when you look at this very well, you see that the curve is not really wide. Okay, I'll right click or perhaps just hit my enter key. We have our curve details here. Remember, you could play around with your geometry points with grips. So I would click on this grip and stretch it out wide a little bit. Then my k value would be more appreciable that way. I have k value of 118.53. Okay, I could bring this out a little bit and I have this profile. Now remember, I have just reduced my cuts. There's still cuts. There is similarly no way you could eliminate cut or fill. You could only reduce it. You could just play around it. So here I've tried just a trial to reduce my cuts and a little bit of fill here, even though there's still a chunk of it here. But remember, each of these line represents a meter, and this way also it represents 25 meters, meaning that okay, from this line to this line it's 5 meters. Then I have 1 2 3 4 5, making 25 meters. So within this chainage and this chainage I've got 25 meters. Okay, now from here to here I have about 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, so that's about 50 meters, and I would have to fill this volume to make sure that I achieve this height, because this is the design profile. Okay, to get some information about this profile, you could hit this profile grid view. It's most of the things here, some of them are similar to what we experienced in alignment, horizontal alignment. So I could hit this icon and check some information about my profile. So I've got the PVI station here and the respective elevation and the grade. I have 1.37 here, and I've got 0.90 here, and I have my grade, this for grade in and grade out. I have my A grade change, which is the algebraic difference between the first slope or the first grade to the second grade. That should give me 0.47. And what kind of curve is it? It's a crest. The profile curve length from here to here is 55.86. I have it represented here, and my K value of 118.53 unitless, and my curve radius, yes, this also has radius. So this radius is actually really huge. It's quite nice, and so many other things you could play around with. Okay, now when you're done, you could close the panorama and the profile layout tools. Okay, now as at this point here, what we could do to the profile view is to have more descriptions to this profile view. To do that, I would select my profile view, right click, come on, select my profile view, I would right click and go to profile view properties. Well, before going for that, let's check out some things within edit profile view style. Okay, here I've got within this graph, this is basically about the scale, and here it's about how you want the direction of your profile view to be. Are you going left to right, or you're going right to left? You've got within your horizontal axis the distance, the major distance, to be 25 meters. You could want something lesser or higher depending on what you want. Then for the minor tick or my axis, you've got 5 meters interval. That was where I was counting 5 meters, and 5 by 5 here amounted to 25 meters. So this is the guide behind all this geometry here. So you could take out this to be 25 such that your minor and the major would be the same thing. Then you have this. I think this is more it's closer to us. This the way we produce our drawings most times in 25 meters interval without 5 meters. Okay, the same thing is applicable to the vertical axis here. To change some things here, you go back to edit profile view style and you go for vertical axis. You want your major to be 2 meters, and you could keep the minor to be 1. You click apply, and you see that the major have the description appended to them, and the minor It's just a tick. Okay, so add some information to this profile view. I could go to profile view properties and come to band here. Now within this band gives information about the profiles within a profile view. Okay, now what I have down here, because this is the graph, the profile view, this down here, this information, it's a band, and the band is profile data, and what is represented within the profile data is what? Elevations and stations. So you've got elevations here. Let me show you. You've got elevations here and you've got your station here. So when you right click again, you go back to the bands. Say you don't know how this came here, you could take it off and let's show you how it's got there. Profile data, and I'll go for elevation and stations, then I would click on add, then it gives this information. Just click on OK. Now when you click on OK, you could show or explain to the software that you want the elevation to the left of this chainage or this line to be that of the existing ground level, and to the right to be for the profile, I mean your design profile. Then you could change this gap to be 0. Okay, let me keep it as 12.5 so that you know the implication of this gap. So apply. Now the elevation at the front or to the left of the line is existing ground level, and to the left is the design profile. Okay, now for the gap, this 12.5 is the distance between this profile view and the band. Now if you want something smaller, or if you even want to eliminate it, all you have to do is to punch in 0 here, click on apply. It goes back to the bottom of this profile view. Now most times we don't represent our drawings like this. To do something more Nigerian, we could go to profile view properties, come to band again, and you take this away. You could still use this profile data and go for land desktop left sampling. Select it, so you click on add, select okay, this is for the existing ground level, meaning that all the elevation you want to show here, it's for existing ground level. Then you click on OK. So you have existing ground level here. Now for the second one, which would be representing the design ground level, or the design profile rather, you click on add and go for this, the profile, the design profile. Click OK, and you have your design to be the second one. Then the last thing you may want to add to it is your station. Okay, well, let me just hit OK so that you see how far we have gone. So this here is for the existing ground level, and this is for the design profile. I should clear the gap in between them. Now to do that, go to profile view properties again, take away this gap, and let's add some station down here. So I'll go to station, add, don't worry about this, just OK, and take this away, and OK. So you have this information represented on your screen. You could turn this station to be vertical also instead of lying horizontally. To do that, select on the profile view, go to profile view properties, and you could make some changes to the station. It's a band style. To do that, select on those three small boxes and go for edit current selection. Now here you want to change the orientation of this station. Hit the compose label icon here, and within this label style composer, I don't think we've ever gone this far before. Well, you're welcome to the world of Civil 3D. Okay, we would like to change the rotation angle to 90 degrees to make it vertical instead of horizontal. Okay, and okay. So you see that this goes up. To do some little fine tuning to it, you go back to that band. Okay, you give it some gap. Let's try that 12.5 if it would work. Apply. So I have this 12.5 could be a little bit too much. Maybe we could manage 10. Apply. Okay, same states. This is cool. And okay, now we have this profile, this design profile, well laid out, and the elevation and station are here. Thank you.